G'day, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Isaac Butterfield. It's been a massive year for woke people. Beautiful, beautiful people. They just remind us that we aren't so bad, that the shortcomings in our lives don't matter, that where we're failing, it just doesn't really, it's not even that bad in comparison to how bad these people are and how they live their lives. It's hilarious, it's embarrassing, it's fantastic. This is the best woke TikToks of 2024. Okay, so this person's read out a question that someone's obviously raised with them in the past. Why not just say, hey, my child was born with a penis or a vagina, they're a boy or they're a girl, and then raise them, and then if they want to change their gender later on, support them through that. Now that seems just a bit too logical for me. Because you know what? I know I make videos about trans people and I question things that perhaps is the trans narrative, if you will. If my son or my daughter grew up and then decided as an adult that they wanted to be a different gender, then I would support them. If they grew up and they were gay, I would support them. If they grew up and they wanted to be a cyclist, which is, actually quite horrifying, I might support them. My point is, allowing a child to grow up without confusion is the best way to be a parent. Is that insane that I'm saying that? Surely not. Surely not. But anyway, I'm imagining that this person's going to disagree with that way of thinking.
This is a question I get asked a lot. And for those who are new to this channel, I practice gender-neutral parenting, which means I'm using they, them.
Which means you're confusing your children. All right? In the same way that if they grew up and you told them every day, hey, you can be a puppy if you want to. You can be a puppy, you can be a puppy. They're going to turn up at school and think they're a puppy. You're going to confuse them, mate.
Pronouns for my infant until they're old enough to let me know what pronouns they want to use. And generally try to use gender-neutral language and let them wear and play with and do whatever feels right to them.
Hey, let them wear and play with whatever they want. Just don't force it on them.
My child is 5 months old right now, so what
geez, that's young to do this
feels
shit.
right to them is mostly putting their own toes in their mouth.
Fair point. All right, none of this shit matters at 5 months, but in the next few months, in the next 12 months, this is where you're going to really form their brain into a brain of confusion.
But yeah, we definitely considered raising River as their assigned sex at birth. But we didn't decide to do that for a number of reasons. For one thing,
River's a terrible name, by the way.
Somebody's assigned sex may not actually fit into the binary that people are often used to.
And when they're an adult, they can choose whatever the fuck they want. God, why do this to children? Being a kid, being a teenager is tough enough. Don't just fucking throw this shit at them.
Right? Like, intersex people exist.
Of course they do, but your child isn't intersex, are they? They were born with one. You were going to raise them one way because they were born with one set of genitals, not two.
But also, we talked to other people who've raised children gender neutral.
In your echo chamber.
We took some classes, we did some thinking about it, and we decided...
Who is running these classes?
The best way to let our child...
Could you imagine these people that are running these classes?
...be a child was to practice gender neutral parenting.
No, that's not. That's indoctrinating them into a way of thinking. That's not allowing them to grow up how they want to grow up.
Because even if you do a great job encouraging a child to explore their gender identity...
Even if you do a great job forcing your children to follow your politics, I think that's what you meant to say there.
What it's going to be sets them up into a very awkward dynamic where they need to be the ones to realize something doesn't fit, figure out what it means, put it into words.
Let kids be kids. Fuck, I hate this shit. As a dad now, it really does shit me that this is a way of thinking. Like, just let your kids have fun. Let them run around, let them be stupid.
These days, a lot of people realize you really can't assume you're going to have a heterosexual child.
Who cares? That's got nothing to do with raising a child. Just let them be a child. Who they want to have sexual relationships with in 18 years doesn't matter. Deal with it then, or don't deal with it. They're an adult. Deal with it then. Obviously, people don't just have their first sexual experience when they're 18, like they do it younger and whatever. My point is, let them figure that shit out. Why are you involved in that at all?
And in fact, thinking about your child's future sexuality is kind of a weird thing.
Thank you.
Instead, you try to let your kid be a kid and let them know you'll love them no matter what.
You're not doing that. Yeah.
And then when they're old enough to figure out who they love and what that looks like, if they love anyone, then they can come to you and you can talk about it and you can have an age-appropriate conversation.
Hang on, you're going against what you've said. This is fucking bananas.
We are putting that same kind of practice in, but around gender. And people might point out, well, it's way more likely your kid will be queer than it would be for them to be trans.
Who even thinks about this shit? You said you got a 5-month-old. I've got a 15-month-old. The only thing we've thought about over the last 15 months is having that little dude healthy, all right? And playing and having fun and going out and walking in the mud and bringing sand in the house and trying not to fucking stick his hands in his shit, which he tries to do at the moment when you're changing his diaper or his nappy, wherever you're from in the world, all right? And Atticus, if you're watching this in the future, it's very annoying. Keep your hands away from it. It's gross. Anyway, moving on. Fuck the patriarchy. Interesting. This is Taylor Swift singing Fuck the Patriarchy. Now, this is a big crowd of people. A lot of young girls love Taylor Swift. A lot of older women like Taylor Swift too. And don't get me wrong, she's got some catchy songs. But I think the likelihood of you being an overweight, sad, 30-year-old woman really increases if you like Taylor Swift. Just saying. Why would Taylor Swift say fuck the patriarchy? You're a billionaire. You're the most famous woman alive. You have all of the money. No one's holding you down, babe. You're gonna be all right.
We are going to do an ethnography on people who eat at Tate, the most basic.
Okay. This is from Libs of TikTok. Pro-Palestine TikToker harasses random people eating lunch in a restaurant in DC. In an unhinged video, he then calls them mediocre white people and says not to eat at this establishment because it's owned by devilish white people. Let's have a look.
Basic Israeli establishment in DC. Here we have some mediocre white people to start the day off.
That's very racist.
More mediocre white people.
Also racist. Imagine just replacing the color there in that sentence.
More mediocre white people. Thank you for the smile, sir. There, a chubby mediocre white man. Hi.
And fat shaming.
Ma'am, can we ask you your stance on Palestine? Any stance, ma'am? No stance? No stances?
I wouldn't be able to help myself here. I'd have to fucking say something that would get me immediately cancelled.
No? Just what do you have for brunch?
Fucking leave people alone. What are you doing about Palestine? Are you going over there to help? No, you're just being a fucking nuisance. Shut your mouth. How about that? How about you shut the fuck up?
Guys, look at this white man here. Sir, do you have a stance on Palestine? Sir, I say sir.
Fuck off, mate. How about that? What a cockhead.
The first trans woman to have a successful uterus transplant, ovaries and eggs included.
Yeah, see, you're getting a uterus transplant, meaning you want to have a baby?
And I want to be the first trans woman to have an abortion.
I've said it before, I'll say it again. My thoughts on abortion, I think it's important. I think for some women, they don't want to have a baby and they shouldn't be forced to have a baby just because they have sex. But it should be well before 10 weeks, before that fetus is viable. And it is a fetus, it is a human life. But on top of that, you shouldn't be celebrating it. Why are you celebrating it? That's fucking weird, mate. And as for you, you want to be the first trans woman to have an abortion? What a weird goal. My goals in life, I want to be a very successful comedian. I want to travel the world and sell out theatres. And I want to have a beautiful time with my family whilst I travel. I want them to be healthy and happy and loved. You want to get an abortion? What a weird fucking goal.
This is one of those things that once you see it, you can't unsee it. But basically, the animals that show up on Clothes for Boys and Clothes for Girls are completely different.
Okay, let me guess. The boys' clothes have the mean animals and the girls' clothes have the lovely animals and the nice and the cute animals. And that means that men will always be over the top of women. The patriarchy continues.
For boys, the top animals that you're likely to find are sharks, the T-Rex, and wolves. Mm-hmm. And for girls, it's rabbits and llamas, and then sort of little animals like guinea pigs. And the key thing about these is that what you'll see on boys' clothes is predators, and what you see on girls' clothes is prey.
No, what you'll see on girls' clothes are cute little bunnies and lovely little creatures, and on boys' clothes you'll see a big fucking T-Rex with giant teeth. My 15-month-old had never seen a dinosaur before until we were at Kmart recently, and he saw a big scary T-Rex thing, and he went over and laughed at it and started playing with it, all right? Never seen dinosaurs, never seen a big scary T-Rex, but he loved it. He was so excited. Some girls like T-Rexes too, and that's fucking fine. But do you really think that this is some sort of evil cabal of the patriarchy trying to indoctrinate these children into the belief that young boys have to be the predators? No, it's just because they like different things to girls and there's nothing wrong with that.
The paparazzi really are everywhere.
What's this, Queer Planet?
Everything you were taught as a kid is wrong.
You make me wanna dance. Gay penguins. Bisexual lions.
Shit.
Sex-changing clownfish.
This is a queer planet.
Gay waterfall.
Queerness has always existed. It's only in humans that we have such a stigma about it.
The idea of just having two fixed sexes is clearly out of style.
Okay. So animals have gay sex. Cool.
Mother Nature is pretty open-minded. Sex is not just for reproduction.
Just want to point out that some of these animals eat their own young. You know, that's fine that they have sex with the same sex. That's fine. I think it's fine with humans too. Good fucking on you. But why are you comparing this? What are you doing? Why is this a thing? Should we then have what they also do? Like bears. There was a story about a lady who had a period in the woods, slept in a tent. She woke up with a bear eating her vagina. Not eating like sexually, no, eating her alive through her bleeding vag. That's the wilderness, that's nature, okay? Now you might want to say, hey, everyone's queer out there in nature and it's completely fine to do it in the human race. And it is, it's great, wonderful, queer up, good fucking on you. But just remember that nature isn't always a great way to set your morals. I got a period as a trans woman. If you have had your penis removed and you've had a vagina made, a fake hole, and it's bleeding, you should see someone about that. That sounds like a complication. Maybe you've got an infection. Don't celebrate it. Get off TikTok now. Daily reminder not to marry a liberal woman. What is this? Oh, it's an anti-Trump rally. So they've got waving Trump flags and these liberal women are coming up. Wow. This looks like an audition for The Walking Dead. Fuck. These are the people voting for Joe Biden, by the way. Just putting that out there. Ooh. You got a lot of hair there, lady. But also, I mean, obviously it'd be, you know what? I'm going to be polite. That's the most attractive thing that I've ever seen.
I'm a little trans girl, small and cute. These are my pigtails, yes, they're real. When I get all steamed up, I can pout. That tip me over part sounds kind of inappropriate though. So I'm going to stop the song there and keep it kid friendly. For all my young followers out there, stay proud, stay beautiful, and stay kind. Bye.
Is they them wearing a fucking parachute? What the fuck's going on here? Okay, I don't exactly know what has happened here, but there's obviously some brain chemistry that is going in a direction that it's not very familiar with. Ladies and gentlemen, this is, what the fuck? What do I even say to this? This is the thing with reaction videos. When I watch something, you know, you think I could be able to critique something, but honestly, it just, other than the fact that it looks like you've used highlighter to colour in your fucking hair, I don't know what's happened here, but it's, fuck me. Holy shit. Actually, I've just done some research, and this is who Kamala Harris will have as the leader of masculinity in America when she beats Donald Trump in November. So that's good. Good on you, America. You're gonna be doing well. She's escaped the elevator? Why did she escape the elevator? Trans and gender diverse people deserve to feel so... No one's running away from that person. No one. It looks like a very nice lady who just happened to be born a man. Oh, of course it's from the Victorian fucking government. Okay, Victoria in Australia, think California in America, whatever the equivalent is in the UK. Woke people, progressive people, painful, the worst. The ones that drive fear into their children's fucking hearts about ice caps melting and them not knowing how to swim yet and then fucking drowning. These people, no one is going into that elevator, I don't care if you're a man or a woman, seeing that person walking in and then running out scared. The unsaid. Victorian government, fuck you. Here's one question though. If she had left with a man standing in there, a normal dude dressed, me, in there, would anyone have a problem with it? Myself and that trans person, maybe we've both got penises. So what's the difference? Interesting. Let me know in the comments section. You bigots. Diversity inclusion. Trans flag. I don't know if you know what Mad Monday is, as I play the rest of this video on silent so it doesn't get copyright strike for fucking music. Mad Monday in Australia is the end of a sporting season, and the Monday after, everyone takes it off work, starts drinking at 7 in the morning and drinks all the way through. There's strippers, it's great, but you dress up as something horrific. This person would fit right fucking in. In fact, I'm pretty sure that this is actually just me at a Mad Monday, circa 2015. But I will say this, I've never been harder.
Some straight men are attracted to trans women who haven't had bottom surgery.
Some straight men are attracted to trans women who haven't had bottom surgery. Okay, so straight dudes who are attracted to dicks. Remember, bottom surgery is about not the actual bottom, it's about the front bits. So if you haven't had your penis removed, some straight men are attracted to that, and that is straight.
This is very disconcerting and confusing to women when they find this out, because they think, well, if she hasn't had bottom surgery, then, and you want to play with that part of her, then you can't be 100% straight. But that doesn't make sense, because you have to remember that these are still women. Trans women are women.
Yeah. And if you've got a dick in your mouth, but it belongs to someone who's always been a woman, that's the straightest thing anyone's ever done. Like, you could harvest a field full of crops whilst drinking a beer on the back of a tractor. That's not as straight. That's not as masculine as sucking a fucking woman's cock.
They are female. The attraction to her is from the waist up, but it can also be from the waist down. And they can experience pleasure playing with that person from the waist down, but that act, again, doesn't indicate...
It's creepy when people say playing with fucking...
a sexual orientation. It indicates an attraction to the person, to the woman, the trans woman.
Come on. Surely no one in the LGBT community, because I know the LGBTQ plus community watches these videos. I know you do, okay? There's a lot of fucking legends out there who are a part of that community that watch these videos. None of you think that this is straight. Or at the very least you go, oh, it's a little bit not straight. Surely.
Actually, some of these men are attracted to gender fluidity, in that the person exhibits both male and female body parts. And that's attractive to them. Just like some gay men are attracted to trans men who haven't had bottom surgery. That doesn't make them bi.
So they like vaginas. Fuck me. Guys, get a hobby. Collect Pokemon cards. Build fucking trains. Something. Gender and relationships. It doesn't have to be this confusing. Don't put all your eggs into this fucking basket. Just do anything else. Anything else.
Sydney Primary School has raised eyebrows after forcing students to chant "Always was, always will be Aboriginal land" at the start of every assembly. The school instructs children to place their hands on the ground while they repeat the words as part of an acknowledgement of country.
Okay, if you're not from Australia, you may not know what an acknowledgement of country is. Basically, it's where a member of the local Indigenous population stands up in front of a group of people. They do it at sporting events, they do it at school assemblies, they do it at awards nights, or whatever. They stand up and they say, welcome to the country. Or this is an acknowledgement of country. So they're acknowledging the previous, or the traditional owners, I guess, that white people came and destroyed their land and was horrible pieces of shit, which they were. Now, is there something wrong with having children at an assembly, or I don't know what you'd call it in America, but a gathering of everyone, on the grounds, almost praying in a way, having their hands on the ground, apologising. Always was, always will be Aboriginal land. Now, as a white person who, generations ago, people I may or may not have been related to, came here, stole land, killed people, did horrible things. They did it all over the world. The English did it, the Spanish did it, Africans did it as well. People did it everywhere. Muslims did it, fucking Christians did it. People have been pieces of shit everywhere. But as someone who lives in Australia now, who happens to be very white, I just find it quite horrific that people would actually apologise for something that they haven't done, because it makes the people who are apologising seem like the perpetrator, seem like the people who have done the wrong thing. And if you're indoctrinating children into that way of life. That's just not a way for a culture, a society to flourish. We all need to get along, no doubt, and we need to learn the history, and that includes the atrocities that have happened. But apologising for it by saying always was, always will be, I'm so sorry, it's so bad. I don't know, I just cannot, for whatever reason, get on board with that.
The New South Wales Department of Education encourages all staff to include a welcome to country or an acknowledgement of country in every meeting or event.
Now, this is the issue here. It's being forced on people. You have to do it. You don't have a choice. That's not a good way to come to terms with our past. That's not a good way to come to terms with the fact that cultures are different. That's not a good way to get along. Forcing people to do things. It's not a good way to do it.
I just made pronoun bracelets and I would like to explain them.
Please do.
This one stands for he, him, so green and blue, more masculine colors, I guess. This one stands for she, her, so pink and purple, more feminine colors.
Makes sense.
And then this one stands for they, them, and it's
They,
yellow,
them,
and
yellow
orange,
and orange,
which are
no
like
doubt.
gender neutral colors.
Okay.
When I wear this one, it means that I just go by they, them. When I wear these two together, it means I go by she, them.
Oh, so it's like a name tag.
When I wear these together, it means I go by he, them. When I wear all of them, it means that I go by all pronouns. And when I wear these together, it means that I go by she, him.
This is the problem. These are the people who will be voting in the US election. These people who you're... Oh, God. This is the problem with people having access, I've said it a million times, to the internet. You have to listen to people like this speak. But also, these people vote on policy, these people vote on politics, and these are the people who you find in comment sections. These are the people you're arguing with. These are the people I'm arguing with. I don't know what to even say about that. Like, I know this is like a young person and obviously they're confused, but it's the internet that's allowing these things to happen. And these people are out there making these videos and they're getting a following and they're convincing other people that this is the way to live their life. This is how you should interact with yourself and other people and how you should communicate, and you need fucking wristbands to tell people which fucking pronouns to use. A hobby would be lovely. Anything.
Flag doesn't offend me. The American flag scares me.
This is from Libs of TikTok, the best Twitter page. The American flag scares this lady because if you fly it, it means you're a white supremacist and a colonizer.
The American flag scares me.
She's scared.
To me, waving the American flag is the equivalent...
Is that her fucking phone or mine?
Waving the American flag is the equivalent
I was freaking
of
out.
declaring yourself a KKK member.
Right, so if you wave the American flag, and I imagine this person thinks the exact same about the Australian flag or the British flag or whatever, you're the equivalent of the KKK. Okay, how about this? How about you just solemnly get fucked? That's the most Australian way that I can put this in the most delicate situation. Get fucked, lady. We should all, this is what I love about America, is people have their flags out the front of their house. People should do it more in Australia. You should be proud of your nation and everyone that's in it, every colour and creed and nationality. You should be proud of that shit. You should be proud of the people who have fought for that country, who have died for that country, who have built that country. Fucking, whatever you do, don't listen to people like this.
It just indicates that you are a white supremacist.
No.
It indicates that you are a settler, colonial piece of shit. Sorry.
Have you got the Black Lives Matter fucking fist there? Beautiful.
Not sorry.
Love it.
If you fly the US flag, you are ideologically a settler, colonial piece of shit.
This is the problem. We're all settlers. If you go back far enough, we've all settled on different lands. And this is what people can't seem to understand, is that yes, the way that countries have been colonised in the past 300 years, 400 years, has been horrific and horrible and rude and mean, but that's human nature. We move around, we do horrible things, and hopefully we can just learn from it and never do it again. But people like this, it's just shit. It's just, all they're doing is creating wars between people that don't want these wars. No one wants these wars between black people, white people, brown people. We don't want this shit. This is the thing. I think all people who would be called right-wing, they just want to get along with everyone. But it seems the culture wars come more from people like her than dirty white pricks like me.
Being child-free threatens the patriarchy.
No, it doesn't. It just means you're going to die sad and alone. Next.
Not a day goes by that I'm not grateful to be serving at this period of time.
I guess this is someone in the army. This is from Libs of TikTok. This man who thinks he's... I'm not even going to read that. Bleep that out. Jesus Christ. Says she is Libs of TikTok. Pull your heads in. Glad to be serving in the military now so she can undergo full gender transition and get lip injections, Botox and laser hair removal and hormones all paid for. Really? Is that, can you pay for that? Like the army pays for that?
Being able to undergo a full gender transition beyond hormones.
Wow.
Laser hair removal, Botox, lip injections, hair lowering. Like literally.
Hair lowering? I need that. Fuck.
Cannot be more thankful to be alive now.
That is crazy. I hope the soldiers who served on D-Day, I hope they got hormone replacement therapy. I hope they got Botox before they stormed the beaches of Normandy. These are the people you want fighting for you in World War III. You want clits bigger than you can fucking imagine. You want big old clits, you want tiny dicks, you want balls shriveled up. That's what you want. That's how you're going to beat Putin. That's how you're going to beat Kim Jong-un. You're going to run around with tiny dicks and big clits. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what we need. That's what we fucking need.
It is an actual replication of my husband's penis.
Whoa.
With his ashes in it that I have slowly been spreading around the gathering, and he's here.
Welcome to the video, ladies and gentlemen. Holy shit, she's got his, oh my, that's a fact. What the what? Okay, let's break this down. She's got a t-shirt saying, I love pegging men, but the t-shirt doesn't fit over an enormous, beautiful, brave stomach. She's got her husband's actual size phallus, a model, with his ashes because he's, I assume, dead or he's lopped a leg off. Why is it in a dick? Why have you got it? And why are you parading it around in your wheelchair? What the fuck?
Children as young as 5 will be asked if they identify as she, he or they as part of a new program being rolled out across public libraries in Victoria.
As if it wasn't bad enough you're going to a public library. Who goes to public libraries? Everything you could ever need is available on the internet for free. Why? Whatever. Okay, let's not use my prejudice against people who go to libraries in arguing against this. But as if you didn't need another reason not to go to a library ever again, here's one. Why in the world are you teaching or even giving children the option to choose whether they're a they, a she, a he? Why? Remember, these are government-funded organisations, and this is happening in Victoria, in Australia, which is a very progressive, left-leaning state. And they are doing this shit all the time. How unnecessary, I don't want to sound so fucking outrageous, but how unforgivable to go up to a child and confuse the shit out of them like this. Let's continue with the video. I don't know what the fuck they're going to go on about, but let's continue. This is a news report, by the way.
Library staff are being told to ask what their preferred pronouns are for children, avoid gendered language, and offer pronoun badges, pins or lanyards for any visitors.
Let me just say this. It's important that we recognise that people who are, they may identify as a different gender, they exist. They're real people and they should be respected and loved and all that shit. But treating it like you're asking for someone's name at a coffee shop is completely unnecessary, and all it does is confuse kids. If I walk into a library, if I walk into this library because I'm a loser, if I walk in, do I really need a badge on my fucking shirt saying that I'm a dude? Obviously I'm a dude. I've got pubes all over my head. Why do I need to explain that to anybody?
As part of the Rainbow Toolkit, Victorian libraries will also add...
Why is there a drag queen? Why do I know everyone says the drag queens and the story times, and why do you care if drag queens read to kids? Here's a better question. If you're a man and you dress up as got big fucking eyelashes and you got the big fake boobs happening, why are you reading to children? Why? Why?
Victorian libraries will also add books on gender diversity and promote drag queen storytime events.
Wow, how exciting. Good luck to the next generation of children.
Here are some examples of my gender fluidity being a little bitch.
Oh.
Number 1, feeling like a guy and visiting my relatives. I don't know if you know this, but I am not out to my family. Therefore, when I'm feeling like a guy but I have to present super feminine in front of my relatives, it makes me feel icky inside. Also, gender dysphoria is a bit...
Okay. Let me just stop. This is from Libs and TikTok, great account. TikTok explains that gender fluidity is a bitch because she randomly switches her gender throughout the day. So you're having a barbecue with your family and you turn up and you're in the car and you've just parked out the front and you're about to walk in and you go, you know what? I've got a cock today. And you stroll in through that front door. I want you to imagine this. Stroll in through the front door, legs akimbo, cock flying in the breeze. That's what you're doing? Do you really need anyone else to recognise what gender you happen to be at a fucking family event? Who cares? Who gives a shit? Just fucking turn up, annoy everyone with your shit conversations about you at college or university, and then go home.
When suddenly my gender decides to change right before bed.
Oh no. Whatever will you do?
I'll just be vibing, and then it'll be like, binder time. No, Michael, it's not binder time, it's bedtime.
So a binder is what trans kids or people going through puberty, I guess, they strap to their chest to stop their boobs growing. I should have done that. I was a fat kid. You are having changes in your gender right before bedtime and you need to throw a binder on. Why? Why can't you just feel that way and then just go to bed? We've all had those nights where we're laying in bed and we're thinking about things. Just go to bed, mate. Just go to bed.
Number 3, in the frickin' middle of the day. I'll be walking all happily along, and then suddenly, boom, gender change. No, now is not the time, Michael.
This is what happens when you teach young kids at fucking libraries, that you can just change into whatever you want. Like it's fucking Halloween every day of the week and you just dress how you are and then everyone has to just look at you and go, yes, you're that. Oh my God. Be who you want to be. Do whatever you want to do in your life as long as it doesn't hurt anyone else. But why do you need to involve anyone else in these conversations that's happening in your head? Is it really necessary? Of course it's not. Just wake up, go to work, go to school, whatever you're doing, just shut up. Just shut the fuck up.
I was in charge of the reparations conversation. All black inventions returned to us permanently. Everything we invented is a permanent patent for Africans. And if you want to use it, you must pay us a percentage. The cell phone, we invented that. Internet, that's ours. Helicopter, that's ours. Self-lubricating engine, the microphone, the stop sign, the walkie-talkie.
Every white and Asian company on earth owes black people 5% royalties forever. Every white and Asian owes black people 5% of their income forever. We created every major invention, and the reason they live life is because we allowed it. Reckoning is coming and there will be no forgiveness. Okay, so we said that black people invented the internet. Who invented, this would be very interesting, the internet? Okay, Sir Timothy John Berners-Lee. Maybe he had whatever Michael Jackson had, but that looks like, I don't want to be a dick here, but that dude looks very white. Here's another one, the widely known as the father of the internet. Okay, maybe he's black. Yep. It looks exact. No, I can see it. I can see the resemblance between him and Morgan Freeman. Look at this. Same person. If you're not familiar with this conversation about reparations, even in California right now, they are talking about reparations to people who family members many years ago were slaves and now going to get paid by the government. Why? They weren't affected. No one alive today did anything. This is what's mad about this whole conversation.
That taught China, the UK, Canada, and America how to light up a whole city at night. Without Lewis Latimer, you don't get street lights at night. You don't get constant illumination anywhere in the world. So guess what? Anybody running lights, you paying black people.
It'd be really weird if you started having to pay people for the inventions that were done by people who looked like them or had similar skin colors. Everyone uses different technology every single day. We'd be having to divvy out different portions of it's fucking ridiculous. We're a human species and we benefit from what we have all done as a human species. I don't know who you are, dude. Shut up.
Why are y'all voting for Kamala Harris?
Ooh.
I don't want to lose my rights. Like, I'm a trans man and I'm gay and I have...
So you're a lesbian?
I have been pregnant and I've had an abortion before and I don't want to lose that.
Trans man, gay, abortion. Gotcha.
I'm afraid of not being able to be myself anymore because from what I've heard, Trump's America doesn't want me to look like this. So...
Look like what? A goth? You look like a goth from like the year 2000. My first day of high school, I remember this. I met this goth dude, right? We all did, everyone in the year 7 class. We were toured around the school. And this dude, this goth dude, long black hair, walked out with a Barbie doll's head, burning it, chasing us around. That was my fucking introduction to the goth lifestyle. But you're literally that, just, revamped for 2024.
That's why I'm here today, and that's why I'm voting blue.
What about you?
I've also been pregnant and had an abortion before. I was a minor, and it would have been dangerous for me to properly, it would have been dangerous for me to carry a baby with, personal reasons and everything.
Yes, scientific.
I also, I'm very, alternative, and I feel like if Trump were to win, I wouldn't be able to, express myself through my looks and everything. It wouldn't be...
Okay. Question. What did you look like 4 years ago when Trump was in office? Was it anything like this? Because if it was, then you're full of shit. And yes, don't get me wrong, I know they repelled Roe v. Wade. Now, that means that it's up to the states to decide in America who can and can't get abortions or here or there or whatever. There's different rules. But it doesn't mean it's illegal. Not at all.
I wouldn't be able to have the piercings or the dyed hair or the tattoos that I want.
Of course you could, you fucking goose.
And my dad's very pro-Trump, and I'm just very...
Good.
Pro-Kamala. Pro-Kamala, yeah. I don't, it's just...
Does that cause a divide at all?
Yeah, it definitely does. He thinks that Kamala's going to ruin the country, but I think that Trump would do worse.
He was already... fucking whatever. Shut up. Don't listen to anyone under the age of 30. I'm sorry, if you're under 30, shut up.
I hate Elon Musk!
Case in point.
Do you even know how much money he has donated to Trump?
Could you imagine having that fucking big curl in the middle of your head all day? That would do my fucking head in. Don't get me wrong, it'd be nice to have hair again, but that must, you must just constantly be, you would get a migraine from that big fucking curl.
$10 trillion!
Oh, okay, so he's talking shit.
He doesn't need that money. He's already a trillionaire.
That man needs to take a bath in all of the SSRIs.
There's trillionaires supporting other trillionaires.
Jesus Christ. This is what I'm talking about with these videos. You feel like you're having a tough day. Just look at these videos and go, geez, thank the Lord that I'm not this. Whatever this is, thank the Lord, I'm not that.
I'm not proud of. Wow. Not only did I used to hook up with guys and never tell them I was trans. When I first turned 20, I was a crazy bar girl. I was transition. I was on my hormones for 4 years. I was passing looking good. And I literally would wear a maxi pad, a pad, to the bar. I would then I would scoop guys and hook up with guys. I would tell them I'm on my period. I'm wearing a pad. So let's have. I was let's have it. And I would only pull my panties halfway down. Go down my dirt road. I'd say go down my back road. I would pull my panties halfway down to where I'd be I'm wearing a pad. Don't pull my panties all the way down. And then they would me. And then they would never know.
And never know?
They would never know.
That's insane.
That's illegal, surely. That's fucked up.
That's so dangerous and crazy.
Yeah, the Red River's running. Go down my dirt road.
I'm telling you guys, I don't condone this. I'm just telling you what I did. I was young,
dumb, and full of
literally.
The craziest thing that she said then was that she passed as a woman, in my opinion. You may have thought that you passed, but if you were turned up at a nightclub and you went, "G'day, mate, can I buy you a drink? Do you want to root me in the ass?" There's no way that people thought you were a fucking full-blown woman. All the best. I hope you're doing well, but Jesus, not a chance.
If you know me, you know I don't move out of white people way on the street. I will dead ass fuck a shoulder check. Bitch, I'm taking your shoulder with me, actually. Yeah, I'm walking down the street with that. I will knock a bitch flat and walk over her. I don't care.
Why does it always seem like the people who have the most progressive opinions in the world seem to be the most racist, seem to be the most sexist, seem to be the most aggressive? It always seems to be that way. Whenever someone is complaining about how the world works or whatever's happening in the world at that time, they always seem to be the angriest. They seem to be doing the things that they actually hate. What she's saying right here. She will not move out of the way for white people. She'll drop a shoulder in. Imagine me putting a video up about that about black people. You would have people rightfully screaming from the rooftops that that's racist as fuck. But no, this is absolutely fine. Sure, whatever you fucking reckon.
I put HIV positive on my on my profiles. People don't want to touch you. I remember being on a date with someone, so I brought him back to my place. Was okay, I need to tell you something. I'm HIV positive. And I remember he looked at me. It was I murdered him.
Yeah, because he thinks he's gonna get AIDS. Well, you fucking
what? Shit out of me. He was I can't believe you wouldn't tell me, and you gave me HIV, and was just losing his mind. And I'm no, that's not possible. Even if I bled on you, in an open wound, that wouldn't happen. I'm undetectable.
Yeah,
And
fucking asshole. Why the fuck would you not tell? Oh my God, is that? I'm sure that's illegal. I'm sure that's illegal.
Now, the way the law goes, being undetectable, I really don't have to disclose my status. Right. And you think about it, anyone that you meet on your first date or if you're hooking up, are you
have something.
I have diabetes.
No, Not the same. You're not going to catch the diabetes. You're not going to catch the high blood pressure.
I have high blood
You
pressure.
would tell someone if you had the flu. You should tell them if you've got AIDS, bro.
You're not telling them any of this shit. Where HIV is now, like, if you are undetectable, like, you don't necessarily, like, have to disclose that.
So with the HIV drugs that people use now, you can go into, I guess it's remission, where it's undetectable by tests, etc., etc. You should still at least let people know, or throw a fucking dummy on, something. Wrap it up, mate.
Why am I both extremely straight and also extremely queer? Here we go. I am pangender and pansexual.
Can you imagine being these people? What do you mean these people, Isaac? I mean these people. This is not someone who lives in reality. This is not someone who remembers to take their bins out. This isn't someone who puts the dishes away. This is a crazy person.
So I use all pronouns because I am non-binary.
So you use, hang on, so fucking, okay, let's say her name is Katie. Katie is coming over. He is going to bring biscuits. She loves biscuits. They, them, really enjoys biscuits. Pick a fucking pronoun. Just pick one. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter. Just pick one.
But I also do not feel a like strong connection to any of the genders. But
Let me break your heart. You're a woman.
But also I don't feel like a strong, ew, I hate it to any of the genders.
Why do people in these woke communities dye their hair a certain way? I'd love to see, you know, a peer-reviewed study on what goes through someone's mind prior to dyeing their hair. I imagine a lot of it is it sounds something like this.
Though if you call me ma'am, I will punch you. But if I am all genders, that means I'm always straight in a relationship. But it also means I am always super fucking queer.
So if you're having sexual intercourse with a man with his penis in your vagina, that's a gay thing for you to do. Okay. Cool.
It works every way. I am, at the same time, extremely queer and extremely straight.
You need a hobby extremely fast.
Just a reminder that being non-binary is going to look different for every non-binary person.
Being non-binary is not a thing.
I'm
Go on.
non-binary, I use they, them pronouns.
No one cares.
Do I like being called girl? No.
No one cares.
Do I like being called she, her? Not really.
No one cares.
Do I want to be called girlfriend? Yes. Do I want to be a mom? Absolutely.
How can you be a mum when that's a female thing? But you don't want to be called she.
But when I'm older, do I want to be a grandpa? Yes.
What does that even mean? You don't want to be a she, you don't want to be a her, but you want to be a mother, but you don't want to be a grandmother, you want to be a grandfather. In what universe is this kind of shit even slightly respectable? It's just not. We are wading into World War III, and this is the generation that will defend all of us. That should terrify us all. If these are the people who are defending the West, I just want to put it out there that I've always been a huge fan of Vladimir Putin. I am a Vladimir guy, big fan, and I wear your merch. Just you're an absolute top bloke. Yetse bleu bleu, Vladimir. Let's bleu bleu. It means I love you. I love you. Point being, we're fucked.
It's that thing you experience as a trans person when the person, usually like, you know, you're getting food or you're at a store or whatever, people, rather than be directly transphobic to you, they just kind of ignore you and do the absolute bare minimum. So we're going to talk about that and how to deal with it.
I think they're doing that because they feel a bit awkward because it's a dude in a dress, and that's fine if you want to do that. Like this is the thing with all of this. You have every right within yourself, and you should always have this right to dress how you want, be who you want, all that type of stuff. But you can't demand that people respect you or people act in a certain way that you want them to. That's just not reality. It's just not, and it's never going to be like that. It's not going to be like that, and that's a shame for you, but that is your life, mate. We all have different things that happen to us, or people look at us in certain ways because of the way we look. People might avoid eye contact with you because you're 6'8", wearing a dress and you have a beard. I get people who always check out my hot ass. This is just what we have to deal with, mate.
In a lot of ways, the biggest harm someone can do is just to pretend like you don't exist. Because what they're really saying...
I feel like you're just too concerned about other people, mate. Just fucking exist. Just be you. Just do your thing. And who gives a shit if a fucking barista doesn't look at you in the eyes? Who cares?
Saying in those instances is you don't exist to them.
It's a barista. Who gives a fuck, mate? We have to read this. Men will say women and men are already equal. I would say that. From the table at Christmas lunch, while all the women are in the kitchen cleaning up the meal they planned, prepared and executed to perfection after buying, wrapping and signing gifts from Santa and dad without even a thanks. That's not men doing that. That's shitty people. That's shitty people in your shitty family. And if the dudes in your family don't do that, well, that's on them. All right? And it's us as men to make sure that we are doing shit like that. And ladies, also, when we're getting ready for Christmas and it's 40 fucking degrees outside, blistering hot, and we have to mow the lawn, why don't you get out there with the whippersnipper, you lazy. That was a bit rude. I'm going to get some heat off my own family for that, but, you know, fuck you. Whoa, everybody just relax. What's going on here? Friendly reminder, you don't owe anyone thinness this festive season or any season. So we've got an overweight woman showing that she doesn't owe anyone thinness. Yeah, you don't owe anyone anything. But why put it on the internet? And then you look at the comments. Thank you. Clap your hands. This is my favourite though. You owe us an apology though. Why would you post this? This is the thing, ladies. You are the only ones who do this shit. Like, dudes don't do this. A dude would never post anything like that because all of his friends would look at him and say, you are a fucking cockhead. You are a cockhead. What the fuck? Put your fat guts away. No one wants to see that shit. You can only put stuff on the internet, shirt off, pants off, whatever, if you're looking good. All right? Hence why I don't fucking do it. I train every day. I eat very well, all that type of shit, and I still look like shit. All right, and I'm not going to put you poor people through looking at my fucking childbearing hips on the internet. I'm not going to do it. Then I'm not going to sit there and go, oh, I look good. I look fucking... No. Fuck off. Put your jiggly bits away and kindly fuck you to the moon.
Did you know that over 600 people have already bought their tickets to the Marxism Conference this Easter in Melbourne?
The Marxism Conference? You're selling tickets to a Marxist conference?
If you hate capitalism and you want to fight back, you have to join them as well.
If you hate capitalism and you want to fight back, send us some money and buy some tickets. You fucking hypocritical dumb.
Marxism 2024 will bring together the left for 3 full days.
We'll bring together the left. Fuck, I hope you got enough tampons in the men's toilets, you fucking wankers.
Discussions and debate. We've got so many sessions.
All the blokes will be syncing up periods. It'll be a real...
You're going to have a hard time choosing which ones to go to. Are you brand new to socialism?
Are you brand new to socialism? Have you just started university? Well, come on in.
We've got introductory workshops where you can learn the basics. We're going to delve into the hidden stories.
I hope this is one of the hidden stories. Mass killings under communist regimes. 94 million people died. Wow, I wonder what day that's on. I wonder if that's covered in the first day.
History's most radical and inspiring struggles.
94 million people.
From the students who helped to end the imperialist war in Vietnam.
To the 94 million people dying under communist regime.
To the workers' movement, which fought around the world.
Maybe they're leaving this one out.
To bring down apartheid in South Africa.
Oh, maybe they're leaving it out of this conference.
We've also got sessions on the fight against racism, against sexism, against queer oppression, against imperialism.
This sounds like the best fucking days of anyone's life to go to this Marxism conference. I cannot wait. I'm going to go and I'm going to have the best time. I'm going to thoroughly enjoy myself. And I tell you what, I'm just going to thoroughly enjoy being around the most weak, heinous individuals of all time. Society's most hated creatures. The fucking Marxists, the socialists, the communists. Fuck you all to the moon. You cock smokers.
And the threat of nuclear war. Fuck. You don't want to miss out on this.
Yeah, don't want to miss out on this. I've had a look at something on their website which will make you all laugh. Just bear with me.
Easter weekend 2024. Grab a ticket as soon as you can.
$15 off weekend tickets. Use code MARX24.
And make sure you join over
all the masks in there, you fucking wankers.
1,000 other radicals from around Australia.
1,000 other radicals. 1,000 other radical wankers. Okay, let's have a look at their website. So this is the upcoming Skyrocketing inequality and unaffordable housing, wildfires, floods, and other climate chaos. The growth of a racist, sexist, transphobic far right. I hope they have a fucking segment on me. There's just some of the crises that ordinary people face under capitalism today. Fucking suck my cock. The system is rigged for the rich and powerful. I don't disagree with that. And desperately need an alternative. Yeah, this is going to work out. This is really going to work out. Let's have a look at the tickets. Ooh. If you're in high school, $60 for the full weekend. If you're unwaged, oh my God, look at this. Oh my God. This is 2024. I'll get back to the unwaged. This is a COVID-safe event. For the safety of all, conference attendees will be required to wear N95 masks throughout. 2024. You fucking... I can't say anything negative about it on YouTube, but... Unwaged, $100. If you're unemployed, if you can't get a job, unless you can't do it physically, then fair enough. But if you can't get a job because you're unemployed because you're a fucking loser, that's exactly who was going to this fucking conference. Absolute fucking losers. All right, who's going? Jeremy Small, never heard of you. Corey Oakley, never heard of you. Kim Bullymore, never heard of you. Liz Walsh. So you got no one. You've got absolutely no one. Raquel Valeray. History of the Portuguese Revolution. Fucking sign me up for that. Kevin Lin, activist and researcher on China's labour movement. Probably interesting. Hang on. China's a communist country. Have you not heard of the fucking... whatever? Look at this bloke. Rick Cunt. Marxist economist and socialist activist. Oh, God. Shoot me now. Okay, I'm a little bit worked up. Let's calm it down and go over to somewhere that's definitely not a communist country, Canada.
My name is Kim Pate. I'm a senator from here in the unceded, unsurrendered territory of the Algonquin Anishinaabe.
The unceded territory of your Indigenous population. If you feel so bad about it, your deed to your house, old love, give it to them. Give it to them. It's not yours. Why do you have it? Why can you live there? You should be paying them.
It is my privilege, honor, and responsibility to be the sponsor of Bill S-233, which we've just commenced study of in the Senate Standing Committee on Finance. The bill would introduce a framework to develop a guaranteed livable basic income. We are struggling.
Right, so this is universal basic income, and they're talking about this in Canada. And the problem with universal basic income, I thought it was a good thing until the COVID times when everyone was getting money, particularly here in Australia, we all just got paid. People didn't want to go back to work. People weren't doing it. They were just sitting there doing fuck all, sweet fuck all. And that is what I think will happen under any type of universal basic income. People will sit there and do nothing because they're guaranteed a wage. Why would they? Why would they go and do something? Why would they go and work? They don't have to. Things stop happening. Things stop getting built. Roads fucking fall apart. That is the problem with universal basic income. And that's the problem with communism in its essence. It's nice in theory, but in practice, when you actually utilize human beings in these theories, problems occur because we are a flawed species. And that's the honest truth about it. That is it. I believe in communism in one part of modern society, and that is Medicare or Medicaid or medical treatment. I think all people should have access to medical treatment regardless of how much money you have. And I'm talking about necessary medical treatments. I'm not talking about fucking lopping things off that you don't need to be lopped off. I'm talking about necessary things. I think that's important. And it's fine to pick and choose things from capitalism, things from communism, Marxism, whatever. We should pick the best things. But universal basic income, it ain't it, sister, all right? So go back to apologising to the local Indigenous population and then not giving them back their land that your house sits on.
Did somebody say
slave?
This is from Delta Airlines. And Delta is an American airline. They're very prolific over in the States. And they are right here showing how many amazingly diverse employees they have. And they're really, really showcasing how important it is to hire people on what genitals they have, what skin color they are, what their sexual preference is, over whether or not someone's actually good at their job. Now, this all comes off the back of something that's very popular right now. It's called diversity, equality, and inclusivity. DEI is a buzzword amongst corporate America, Australia, the UK, anywhere in the Western world where people are trying to show how woke they are. DEI is important. Now, as you can see here on Business Insider, right-wing commentators have a theory about plane safety concerns, and they say diversity is to blame. But here's the thing, ladies and gents, you may be aware of several aeroplane incidents that have happened over the past couple of months, and then you go and look at these places where either there's been loose bolts or a wheel's fucking fall off or anything's happened, and you look at these companies and DEI, diversity, inclusivity, and equality, and fucking all that shit, that's the most important talking point in their corporate lingo. They're not worried so much about, hey, listen, let's just get the best fucking engineer on the job. If he's a white man, then so be it. No. They're more concerned with how they look on left-wing fucking Reddit than whether or not people live or die. Now, I'm not particularly suggesting that Delta's doing this. I'm talking about other airlines, of course. My point is, who gives a fuck who you're hiring as long as they're good at their job? The big one was Boeing, and even Elon Musk talked about this on X or Twitter. He said, do you want to fly in an airplane where they prioritize DEI hiring over your safety? That is actually happening. Now, here's Boeing's diversity guidelines. So as far as the things that they're concerned about at Boeing, it's product safety, that's important. Employee safety, that's important. Quality, climate, okay, you're fucking flying planes through the sky, so I guarantee you don't give a fuck about the climate. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. That is the fourth thing that they're concerned about. I guarantee you, every one of their shareholders doesn't give a fuck, and they just put that there because they are trying to, I don't know, appear woke. This is what this fucking bullshit does to companies. They have to pretend that they give a shit. They don't give a shit at all. They're there to make money. And if you don't understand that, if you're in these woke fields and you don't get that, you are the dumbest alive. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, consider subscribing. It's a fucking fantastic place to be. If you didn't like it, suck me fucking off.